Listen to me. I don't know what your alarm clock says, but when it goes off, it's not just the start of a day. That sound? That's your summons? That's life calling you to greatness. Every morning you wake up, you're being given another chance. A brand new opportunity to either step into your purpose or step back into your comfort zone. And I'm here to tell you, comfort zones don't make champions. The alarm clock rings in the morning. Most people think it's just a signal to get up and start another day. But it's more than that. It's not just a noise, it's a reminder. It's the sound of life saying, here's another chance to get it right, another chance to make a move, another chance to change your story. Every morning is a gift that millions won't get. And if you were blessed enough to hear that alarm and open your eyes, then you were chosen to keep going. So many people treat the morning like a burden. They drag themselves out of bed, dreading what's ahead, complaining before their feet even hit the floor. But that attitude, that mindset, that's why they're stuck. That's why they keep repeating the same year over and over, calling it a life. The way you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you begin with gratitude, urgency, and intention, you're already ahead of most people. But if you begin with excuses, hesitation, and negativity, you're already losing before you begin. The truth is, every day you wake up, you're being given something that can't be bought: time. And how you use that time determines whether you build the life you want or watch it slip through your fingers. You don't get to rewind the clock. You don't get to go back and fix yesterday. But what you do have is now. You've got this moment, this sunrise, this clean slate. What are you gonna do with it? There's someone out there who didn't wake up today. There's someone whose dreams died with them in their sleep. But not you. You're still here. That means your mission isn't finished. That means the story you're writing still has blank pages. But you gotta pick up the pen. You gotta stop letting your days run you and start running your days. Because the people who win, the people who ride, they don't just let life happen to them. Take control of their morning. They set the tone. They start with focus, with energy, with clarity. They don't scroll aimlessly on their phone. They prepare. They don't hit snooze 5 times. They get up because they remember why they started. If you're waking up every day and not feeling that fire, that drive, then you need to reconnect with your why. You need to remind yourself of the goals you set. You need to look at the vision you wrote down and say, this is why I can't sleep in. Because greatness doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who show up, even when they don't feel like it. It comes to those who refuse to waste the morning. You can't keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow, because every time you do, you train your mind to be okay with putting your dreams on hold. And the longer you wait, the heavier regret becomes. But if you wake up and treat each day like it's the day you change your habits, the day you push one step further, the day you make the call, write the book, start the business, go to the gym, fix the relationship, then your life begins to shift. Your life begins to respond to your energy. Because effort, focus, and discipline, they create momentum. And once you got momentum, you're dangerous. That alarm clock is not just for waking your body up. It's for waking your mind up, waking your spirit up, waking up the part of you that forgot what it means to be alive. You were never meant to just exist. You were meant to love, to create, to grow, to lead, to impact. And you do that one day at a time, one morning at a time. It doesn't matter if you failed yesterday. It doesn't matter if last week was a mess. What matters is what you do today, right now. This moment, you have to start seeing each morning as a restart button for your life. You've been given breath. That's not random. That's not an accident. That's purpose. That's a divine reset. And the most successful people in this world, they respect the morning, they protect it, they own it. Because they understand how you start your day is how you shape your destiny. Comfort is a trap. It feels good. It feels safe. It whispers to you, you've done enough, when deep down, you know you haven't scratched the surface of your potential. Comfort zones are where dreams go to die. Not because you don't have what it takes, but because you let what's easy become more important than what's necessary. Staying in your comfort zone might protect you from short-term pain, but it also guarantees long-term regret. Greatness does not grow in comfort. Champions are not born in cozy spaces. They are built in pressure, in struggle, in sacrifice. If you look at any successful person, and anyone who has achieved something remarkable. This story didn't start with ease. It started with challenge. It started with challenge, with resistance, with failure. The people you admire the most didn't get there by doing what's comfortable. They got there because they had the courage to step into the unknown. They moved before they felt ready. They chose discipline over ease. They chose discipline over ease. They chose purpose over play. The problem with comfort is that it lies to you. It tells you you're okay when you're actually stuck. It tells you you're making progress when you're actually standing still. It convinces you that it's better to be safe than to take a risk that might lead to growth. But here's the truth. Nothing extraordinary has ever come from staying the same. Nothing powerful ever happens inside your comfort zone because that's where you're the weakest. That's where you're most distracted. That's where your edge goes. When you avoid discomfort, you avoid growth. You avoid the pain of failure, yes, but you also avoid the lessons that failure brings. Every time you back down from a hard challenge, you train yourself to accept mediocrity. You tell your mind that it's okay to quit, that it's okay to settle, but that's not who you are. Deep down, you know you are meant for more. Deep down, something in you craves the grind, the climb, the process. Because real success isn't about getting something easy. It's about becoming someone stronger. There's nothing wrong with wanting rest, but don't confuse rest with retreat. Don't confuse relaxation with avoidance. You can rest and still keep your fire. You can pause, but you must never stop moving forward. Because every time you choose comfort over challenge, you're delaying your breakthrough. You're choosing temporary ease over permanent transformation. Think about the muscles in your body. They don't grow by staying relaxed. They grow under tension, under stress, under resistance. Your mind, your spirit, your character, those work the same way. The more pressure you endure, the more strength you develop. The more fear you face, the more confidence you build. But you only get that if you step outside what's familiar. You only get that when you decide that being uncomfortable is a price you're willing to pay for becoming who you were meant to be. Too many people wait until they feel ready. Until it's the perfect time. Until they've got it all figured out. But you know perfect time. There's no ideal moment. Growth happens the moment you say, I'm doing it anyway. The moment you lean into the fear, the unknown, the uncertainty, and you trust that your future is worth the fight. That's when things begin to change. Not when everything is set up perfectly, but when you take action in spite of the mess. You've got to stop protecting your comfort and start protecting your purpose. You've got to stop shrinking to fit into places you've outgrown. Stop waiting for approval from people who are comfortable being average. You weren't built to stay small. You weren't made to just survive. You were created to thrive, to ride, to dominate. And that requires discomfort. That requires struggle. That requires going beyond what feels good. That pain is part of the process. Frustration is part of the formula, but so is pride, so is strength, so is victory. The version of you that you're dreaming of, the stronger, smarter, sharper, more powerful version, that person is waiting on the other side of your comfort zone. But you'll never meet them if you keep playing it safe. You'll never unlock your full potential until you learn to be comfortable, being uncomfortable. If you want the reward, you got to be willing to take the risk. You got to be willing to walk through the fire and come out stronger on the other side. No champion ever earned their title by staying on the couch. No leader ever changed the world by staying silent and afraid. You want to be great? Step into discomfort. Step into uncertainty. Step into the arena and fight for the life you know you're capable of living. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the engine. It's easy to feel fired up after watching an inspiring video, reading a powerful quote, or hearing a passionate speech. In that moment, you feel unstoppable. You tell yourself, but tomorrow, I'm going all in. But when tomorrow comes and the hype wears off, you're left with a choice. Push forward or fall back. That's where discipline steps in. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline doesn't need the perfect mood. It shows up whether it's sunny or rainy, whether you're tired or energized, whether you're excited or drained. The truth is, feelings are inconsistent. They rise and fall. Some days you'll feel like working hard, and other days you won't. But discipline is consistent. It's the commitment to keep moving regardless of emotion. It's the voice in your head that said, I do it anyway. The people who achieve real success are not the ones who always feel motivated. They are the ones who do the work, even when motivation is gone. They know that results don't come from hype. Results come from habits. There's a dangerous myth that you have to be motivated to take action, that you need to be in the right mindset to start. But that's a lie. If you wait to feel like doing something, you'll never get far. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll quit the moment things get hard. Motivation might get you started, but only discipline will keep you going. It's the difference between people who start strong and fade away, and people who show up every day and build something lasting. Discipline is doing what you said you do, long after the mood you said it in has left. It's about integrity. It's about holding yourself accountable when no one else is watching. Anyone can go hard for a day. Anyone can stick to a plan when it's easy. But who are you when it's boring? Who are you when it's slow? Who are you when progress is invisible and the results haven't shown up yet? That's the test. That's when most people quit. But that's also when the winners separate themselves. Discipline is your internal contract with yourself. It's the promise you keep no matter what. When you make it a part of who you are, you don't need to ask, should I go to the gym? You go. You don't debate whether to wake up early. You just do it. You stop waiting for motivation to push you and start relying on your routine to carry you. Because once your actions become habits, they take over. You train your body. You train your mind. You teach yourself that quitting is not an option. This doesn't mean discipline is easy. It's not. There will be days when your mind screams for rest, when distractions pull at you from every direction, when everything in you wants to stop. But that's where discipline shines. It's in those moments that you grow. Every time you choose the harder right over the easier wrong, you build mental toughness. Every time you push through resistance, you get one step closer to who you're meant to be. People say they want success, but they don't want to do what success requires. They want the body, but not the workout. They want the wealth, but not the grind. They want the life, but not the lifestyle. That's why discipline is rare, because it demands sacrifice. It demands consistency. And most people aren't willing to pay that price. But if you are, you become unstoppable. Because once you build discipline, you can take on anything. You don't rely on inspiration, on rhythm, or someone hyping you up. You move because you made a decision. And that decision becomes your power. Now, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your system. That's why discipline matters more than motivation. Goals give you direction, but systems, daily habits, consistent routines get you to the finish line. Discipline builds those systems. It's what gets you out of bed when it's cold. It's what pushes you through reps when you're sore. It's what keeps your head down when nobody's clapping. Discipline is the silent partner to every success story. It doesn't ask for attention. It doesn't seek praise, but it delivers results. When you make discipline part of your identity, everything changes. You stop negotiating with your excuses. You stop living by emotion and start living by principle. To understand that true freedom is found in structure, not in chaos. You realize that the most powerful thing you can develop isn't motivation, it's self-control. Because when you can master yourself, you can master anything. That effort doesn't lie. It's the one thing in life that tells the truth every single time. You can talk a big game. You can post about the grind. You can wear the right clothes and say the right words. But when it comes down to it, your results will expose your level of effort. No matter how good you are at appearances, no matter how many people you can impress with your words, you cannot fake the work. The truth is always in the outcome. The mirror doesn't lie. Your bank account doesn't lie. Your body doesn't lie. Your grades, your business, your performance, none of them lie. They are all honest reflections of how much effort you've been putting in. And if the results aren't where you want them to be, it's not the world's fault. It's not your circumstances. It's not your competition. It's your level of effort. It's how hard you've really been going when no one's watching. You can't cheat effort. You can't skip steps and expect long-term success. You might get lucky for a moment, but if the foundation isn't built with real work, it will collapse. That's why shortcuts don't last. That's why pretending doesn't get you far. Because in the end, the grind reveals everything. It exposes who's really committed and who's just playing game. It shows who's obsessed and who's just interested. That effort is the great equalizer. You don't need to be the most talented, the smartest, or the most connected. You just need to outwork people. You just need to show up with more hunger, more fire, more persistent. The person who works relentlessly with average talent will outshine the gifted person who only works when they feel like it. Because consistency beats occasional brilliance. Daily effort crushes once-in-a-while energy. We live in a world obsessed with results, but people forget that effort is the root of those results. You want to change your life? Don't start with the outcome. Start with the process. Start with the reps. Start with the reps. Start with the early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifice. The little things done right every day build up into the big things everyone wants. You can't skip the climb and still expect the view every time you show up and give your best, even when no one sees it, even when there's no reward, even when you're tired and frustrated, you are planting seeds. And effort always pays off. Maybe not right away, maybe not in the timeline you want, but it always adds up. It builds your character. It sharpens your skill. It earns you respect, not just from others, but from yourself. Because you know you didn't cut corners. You know you gave it everything. That self-respect is powerful. It fuels you when motivation fades. It reminds you who you are when doubt creeps in. People who rely on motivation crumble when they hit a wall. People who rely on effort push through it. They don't ask if it's fair. They don't complain about how hard it is. They accept the challenge and respond with work. Because that's the only language success understands. You can't fake sweat. You can't fake discipline. You can't fake consistency. These things leave a trail. They leave evidence. And if you're not seeing the results you want, look at the trail behind you. Look at the habits, the hours, the intensity. Ask yourself, have you really been all in? Or have you just been hoping things would change without changing yourself? You don't get what you want. You get what you work for. You get what you're willing to grind for when it's uncomfortable, when it's lonely, when it's thankless. And if your effort doesn't match your expectations, you will always feel stuck. You'll always wonder why things aren't clicking. The answer is simple. The work tells the truth. The outcome is a reflection of your input. You can't demand more from life if you're not giving more of yourself. Every champion you've ever seen was forged in effort. Every success story has a chapter full of struggle, of unseen hustle, of invisible progress. That's what people miss. They want the glory without the grind. But effort is the price. You can't pay with potential. You can't pay with intention. You have to pay with action, with time, with sacrifice. You have to be willing to go through what others avoid, to earn what others will never touch. So don't worry about being perfect. Don't stress about being the best. Focus on giving your all. Focus on showing up every day with energy, with focus, with drive. Because effort stacks, it compounds, it builds your legacy 1 hour on 1 rep, 1 step at a time. And when you look back, you'll know you earned it. There will be days when no one claps for you. Days when no one sees the effort you're putting in. Days when it feels like the world has gone silent and you're the only one who still believes in your dream. In those moments, you have to be your own motivation. You have to learn how to dig deep and pull energy from within, not from the outside. Because if you only move when someone is watching, you'll never make it far. If you only push when people are cheering, you'll fall the moment things get quiet. You have to be the type of person who wakes up with purpose, even when the world doesn't give you a reason. You've got to look in the mirror and remind yourself who you are, what you've overcome, and what you're working toward. Your goals don't care if you feel tired. Your future doesn't pause just because you're discouraged. Life keeps moving. It's your responsibility to keep moving with it. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is coming to push you out of bed. No one is coming to make your dream happen. That's your job. That there's a power that comes with self-generated motivation. When you stop depending on external validation, you gain control. You become unstoppable. Because now your actions aren't tied to applause. They're tied to your purpose. Your work ethic becomes something you own, not something you rent whenever someone is watching. You stop performing and start producing. You stop waiting and start creating. You stop hoping and start doing. Being your own motivation means you understand that everything you want starts with you, your habits, your attitude, your mindset. Nobody else can make you want it. Nobody else can put in the hours for you. And that's why it's dangerous to rely on external hype. It doesn't last. It fades. When the drive comes from inside, it burns longer. It becomes a part of who you are. it becomes your standard that most people wait for inspiration before they act. But the greats act and let the inspiration catch up. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for permission. They move with urgency. They understand that passion is not a prerequisite for action. It's often the result. You have to move first. You have to show up even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it, that's when it counts the most. You become your own motivation. You stop getting thrown off course every time someone doubts you. You stop being affected by other people's opinions. You stop looking for signs and stop being the sign. You build resilience. You build consistency. You become the one people look to. Not because you needed their encouragement, but because you kept going when they didn't expect you to. It's easy to be excited when things are going well. But who are you when things fall apart? Who are you when the plan doesn't work? Who are you when the progress is slow, when the support is missing? That's when your true character shows. That's when you find out if your motivation was real or just a reaction to the moment. If it was real, you'll keep going. If it was just a reaction, you'll stop. That's why you have to build your own fire. You have to learn to generate your own momentum. That self-motivation is built through discipline, through the daily decision to keep pushing, through the commitment to your vision, even when the results haven't caught up yet. Every time you choose to move forward instead of sitting back, you prove to yourself that you've got what it takes. Every time you say yes to the work and no to the excuses, you strengthen your belief. And that belief becomes fuel. That belief becomes power. That belief becomes power people without you. People will misunderstand you. Some will even hope you fail. But none of that matters when your drive comes from within. None of that matters when your why is bigger than your feelings. Your purpose has to be louder than your fear. Your goals have to be louder than your doubt. You can't afford to depend on other people to keep you going. Because if they stop, you'll stop. You'll lose interest, you'll lose momentum. But if you motivate yourself, if you become the source, nothing can stop you. There's something unshakable about someone who moves without needing approval. Who shows up early, stays late, and does the work without making a show of it. That's real strength. That's what sets leaders apart. They don't chase energy. They are the energy. They don't need the perfect conditions. They create progress in the middle of chaos. They don't wait for someone to remind them of their mission. They carry in their heart every single day. Every single day is a chance to get better, a chance to push forward, a chance to do something that moves you closer to the person you're trying to become. But too many people waste days like they're infinite. They treat time like they'll always have more of it. Like tomorrow is guaranteed. It's not. You don't get today back. Once it's gone, it's gone. And the truth is, how you live your days is how you live your life. If you waste your days, you waste your life. The people who win in life don't just wait for big moments to take action. They attack the small moments with intensity. They understand that greatness isn't built in one giant leap. It's built brick by brick, decision by decision, day by day. They don't wait for motivation to show up and give them permission to be great. They move first. They act with urgency. They treat each day like it matters. Because it does. Yeah, you can't keep hitting snooze on your dreams. You can't keep telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow, and then expect a future that looks different. Change happens through consistent action, through showing up every single day, especially on the days when you don't feel like it. Especially on the days when no one's watching, because those are the days that count. Those are the days that separate you from the crowd. Anybody can work when it's easy. Anybody can show up when they feel inspired. But very few keep grinding when it's hard, when it's quiet, when it's lonely. Every day you wake up is another chance to prove to yourself that you're serious. Another opportunity to become more disciplined, more focused, more resilient. You don't have to wait for a new year, a new month, or even a new week to get started. You've got today, that's all you need. And if you attack today with intensity, with purpose, with focus, then you've already won. Because you're building something real. You're laying the foundation brick by brick. You've got goals. Then act like it. Don't just talk about it. Don't just post about it. Be about it. Make decisions that align with where you're going, not where you've been. Start making your daily actions match your ambitions. If you want it bad enough, your schedule will show it. Your habits will reflect it. Your discipline will prove it. And you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. There's no magic in success. There's no secret formula. It's just doing the right things over and over again until they become part of who you are. It's choosing growth when it's uncomfortable. It's choosing effort when you're tired. It's choosing progress over excuses. And that choice is made every single day, over and over, until it becomes automatic, until it becomes your identity that people love to talk about the future, but they don't realize that the future is built today. The body you want, the business you want, the life you want, it's not built someday. It's built this day. Every rep, every hour of work, every focused task. It may not look like much in a moment, but it compounds. And if you keep stacking days, you'll wake up one day and realize you've created something powerful. Too many people are waiting for the right time. They're waiting for a perfect plan, perfect circumstances, perfect motivation. But while they wait, someone else is working. Someone else is grinding. Someone else is using today to get ahead. You got to decide. Are you going to be the one who watches or the one who works? Are you going to be the one who waits or the one who wins or the one who wins? You got to take control of your time. Stop letting distractions run your day. Stop letting doubt run your decisions. Start taking responsibility for every hour you're given. Use it wisely. Use it intentionally. Because once it's gone, it doesn't come back. And if you keep letting today slip away, you'll keep wondering why nothing's changing. You'll keep wishing for a breakthrough that never comes. But when you start treating each day like it's a gift, like it's an opportunity, it's like you start moving different. You start moving different. You start showing up different. That you start planning different. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop entertaining drama, distractions, and dead ends. You stay focused. You stay locked in. You protect your energy because you know what's at stake. You know where you're going. You got vision. You got fire. And you've made the decision that nothing and no one is going to stop you from building the life you know you're capable of. So from this moment on, no more waiting, no more excuses, no more halfway effort. Today is yours. Grab it, own it, and give it everything you've got. Because the life you want isn't waiting at the finish line. It's being built right now in the choices you make, in the work you put in the way you show up every single day. Stay hungry, stay locked in, and never forget. You are powerful, you are capable, and every morning is your opportunity to prove it. Now go get it.